All right, let's get to Demario Davis now, Mr. Blewett, a guy that we know very well in this fan base, a third tour of duty with the New York Jets. Here we go.
Yeah. I love Demario Davis. Like he hits like a refrigerator. Like it is ridiculous. This play is more about like smarts and then some of the chase down speed. For Demario Davis, so he's right here as the Mike backer, and we'll play it and we'll talk about it a little bit. And you can see some of the chase down speed here. Now he doesn't have like elite speed. Like he's not Quincy Williams or anything like that, who has really, really good speed, but he still has like the necessary level of speed. I didn't see like a huge drop off. And especially when you're 248 pounds, like he's an absolute, again, tank. So, he does a good job here. Like initially he sees it's like a zone lead or whatever exactly it is to the outside. I don't really care about that. He strings out the run a little bit here. So he starts to work a little bit laterally, but sees the bubble here. Between the, or not the bubble, just the empty space between the center and the guard, knows it's an outside run. So he shoots his gap, like effectively spilling it, because you have a force player to the outside, you have the safety to the outside. So he knows that if he shoots this gap, he can either chase him down, kind of effectively spill the run, or if he cuts back, he's there. So initially strings it out, again, sees the opportunity to shoot his shot, does. I don't think it's by design that he's like plugging in that gap or anything like that because of the lateral steps right off the jump, but works laterally. Again, knows that if he shoots his shot, fine, cut back, I'm there, spill it, guys outside. So a smart player, again, just recognizing the situation and immediately flattens too, right? Like defeats the inside arm, like that catch arm of 75, immediately flattens. He doesn't push too far vertical and then try to flatten. So good job staying as tight as he can to the line of scrimmage, scraping down it. Chasing down the running back for the, I don't know if it's a tackle for a loss here. I'm not counting the yards. Actually, it seems like it might be, right? They start at like probably like the 39. Yeah, so it's actually a tackle for a loss here from the backside for Demario Davis. So an excellent play, just shooting his shot and kind of knowing where his guys are supposed to be. And you're also seeing some of the ability with just the speed, which again is not top tier or anything like that. I think it's more average, but
just smart. He knows how to tape study. He knows where to be. He's seen everything.
So smart. Yeah, him and Minka, man, are really, really going to help. Now, obviously, if the guys don't take to what they're telling them and the communication in the field, that's their fault. But going from Andre Sisco and Malachi Moore directing the back end to Minka and then Sherwood to Davis, like it is so huge. So they're the two biggest moves of the offseason for the Jets right now, just because of what they bring to these rooms. So he's right here. And this is one where you just see how hard he hits. Like I think it's the left guard here, Jake. He demolishes this left guard. So we'll watch it, talk about it a little bit. It's ridiculous how hard he hits guys sometimes. And it looks like he may be responsible for the what is it, the B gap? The B gap, and because it's closing down a little bit, and this is what I think at least, and it could be a little bit different if he has a run fit. I'm not sure, but based on hit, I don't think he does. So I'm going to say he has the B gap right here. This guy dives into the A and falls down. So I think he's just filling this gap. But what happens is as he strings it out a little bit, you know, he can't really fill this gap because there's no room here. So instead of doing that, a lot of guys will like throw offensive linemen or receivers into the gap that they're responsible, because then they're effectively shutting that gap down, right? And you saw JJ argue that, I believe it was against the Ravens game, where he got like pancaked versus Ricard, right? And he came out onto Twitter and was like, I was throwing the dude in the gap, like not a great play, but I kind of did my job. So here, instead of pushing through this gap, I'm gonna shoot the backside here. He pops that shoulder, the backside shoulder. He's working against his momentum, right? Like momentum's carrying himself to the outside. So pop the inside. He's weaker to the right shoulder than to the left shoulder. So lowers the shoulder. Good leverage, shoulder versus shoulder, launches him. Now he's lucky that he falls into other guys, because he probably just straight up on his ass right there. If not, and then he obviously squares up the running back and makes the tackle. But like, just look how he demolishes that guard. So he is so fun to watch in the run game. And I'm going to show you a play or two in coverage as well. And actually, this next one is a coverage play. So he's also now in like man coverage versus, you know, like an Evan Ingram or an athletic tight end. Yeah, probably not the best way to use Demario Davis. But overall, he's still pretty good in coverage. But I like him specifically in zone drops. So he's right here. I honestly forget the coverage. We'll see in a second. But he's right here. And this is just like, it's not a play. He gets I don't know if he gets a pass deflection or a pick here. I think he actually gets a pass deflection here. So let's watch him. He's right here. It looks like they're in a quarters, and we'll look at the eyes in a second, and it almost leads to a pick from him, but just does a really good job of reading the quarterback and the route concept. And too many guys just focus on one or the other, the route concept or the quarterback. But when you can kind of pair those two together, then it's really great. So obviously getting depth, right? Eyes are to the route concept. Okay. Are they going vertical, underneath? Like what's going on here, right? They all push vertical. So he starts to shuffle and get vertical, check the quarterback. Is the quarterback looking away from me? Is the ball out? What is the situation? So check him, keep pushing vertical, right? Eyes back to the concept. They're gaining depth. I'm getting depth. He then sees what? This receiver start to break to the inside, checks the quarterback. Is he still looking here? Gathering information, knows that, okay, this is an inside breaking route. I have to flip my hips and start to get vertical on this throw because the ball is going to go behind me. He's obviously not cutting in front of me. Matches it, gets the pass deflection, almost a pick. But like the eyes there are excellent from Demario Davis. And then the flip of the hips to match the route behind him when he doesn't even necessarily confirm that it's necessary, like breaking behind him just by him initially breaking inside, like just so good from Demario Davis in zone coverage right there. So that's something that the Jets did not do last year, specifically, guys like Sherwood, who was so awful in coverage for a guy who was a safety. It was really baffling. And I've heard some talk. I think I saw on Twitter, like somebody saying move Sherwood back to safety. Please God, no. Let's not do that. And this one, we're gonna watch Demario right here. Can't really see it because of the aesthetics. Does a good job of taking on looks like they're running counter OH right there. So we have counter, and you have the fullback, the H, who's going to be leading, and just a good job of taking on the block, right? Following the pulling guard. You start seeing down blocks, pulling guard, follow the guard. That's usually where the ball is going to be. Not every time, but most times. Follows the guard into the B gap. Cam Jordan squeezes the run, inside shoulder versus outside shoulder. Sees the blocker coming. Squares up, nice and low, drops the inside shoulder, stands him up. You can see that this, the tight end, the fullback, the H-back, whatever you want to call him, is running, obviously forward, and Demario Davis is standing still, but he doesn't get moved back an inch. Like he takes on the contact and literally maybe an inch, but hell of a job right there, just taking on the puller, the lead blocker, and standing him up and then making the tackle on the running back, keeping the eyes up, inside half free, making the tackle.
37 years old, still just attacking in the running game.
Oh yeah. And coverage, man. Like I said, like I expected going into this, like, hey, he's going to suck in coverage. And transparently, like, do I remember what he was doing in 2017? Like, no way. I don't. Like, generally, you can remember a little bit, but like, how was he in zone drops? Like, I forget. It was 10 years ago. But I didn't expect as much from him in coverage. Like, the run stuff I expected. But that paired with the zone coverage stuff, I was very happy with. So I labeled this one patient hands and chase down. Put 2 A's. You can tell I was probably tired while I was doing this. But here we are with Demario again. He's just so good in the run game, right? Sees the track of the running back going wide. Offensive linemen are all going wide as well. Responsible for more of like the interior gaps. Gears it down a little bit. Big bubble right here, right? He doesn't want to over pursue here, get to the outside, and he cuts it back. So he gears it down a little bit. Takes on the block of the offensive lineman, hands inside, stands him up. Eyes back into the backfield, see that the running back is continuing that wide track to the outside. Okay, I could vacate. I don't have to maintain this stack because he's cutting to the outside. There's no point. Disengages with that offensive lineman, and then you have the tight end who's kind of in his way. Gets his left hand into the armpit area, just throws him aside, and then gets involved in the tackle with Bijan Robinson, who. With some breaking news, right? The Falcons just signed Brian Robinson as well. So
the people that are about to draft Brian Robinson thinking they're taking Bijan in their fantasy drafts this year. Oh, I can't wait for those stories.
Oh, that's a great point. Like, it is, maybe it's 1 in a million that it happens to, but there's undoubtedly you be a guy on Yahoo Fantasy who sees Robinson Falcons and then 1,000% right. But hell of a job by Demario on that one. I got 2 left, and let's get into some really fun lemon tape after this. Davis take on block and tackle right here, 56. Let's watch it. It's a similar thing. I think it's This is another counter OH here too, and just standing up another dude. Actually, not even standing him up, jolting him backwards. This time he's a little bit more of a head of his team, so that's why he does it instead of just like standing him up. But follow the guard, right? Follows the guard into the design gap, kicks him out. So he's gonna get skinny, or he like kind of shoots it here. So he's gonna get super skinny. Take on the block, outside shoulder versus inside to squeeze the run. If he is to cut it back, fine. Rocks K. Dotton. Squares up the running back, makes a tackle. Last play, 4th and 1 stuff. So here's gonna be plugging I forget if it's the A or B gap here, but we got what 12. We got 12 personnel, single back, 4th and 1. You're assuming it's going to be a run. They're going to run blitz and plug them through the gap. For in this situation, and it's a really good job by Davis with his hand usage here. Filling that B gap, right? Strings out a little bit, shoots the gap. 67 is going to try to get that left hand into Demario Davis's chest to just slow him up and hope that the running back can run through contact or completely avoid Davis. But Davis knows that's coming. Left hand comes out, chops down that arm so it can't make contact with him. Look how low he is, tracking the running back, eyes on the running back, gets in front of him, shuts it down, 4th and 1 by himself. Like, just an excellent job from him in the run game, all around zone coverage. Again, man might be his weakness. There's sometimes he could be a little bit over aggressive as well, but I rather have a guy who's under or over aggressive than like under aggressive and not sure of their eyes. Like if your eyes take you to the right spot 9 out of 10, and that one time out of 10 you're not in the right spot, I'll live with it rather than a guy who's like hesitant. So there's Demario Davis.
Let's go. DD, welcome back. As you were going through all that, Joe, the Jets, maybe they're watching our show, which wouldn't surprise me. They tweeted this in the middle of that film review. Since entering the league in 2012, Demario Davis is the only player in the NFL with at least 1,500 tackles and 45 sacks.
Would he be in the Hall of Fame conversation, do you think, if he was on on better teams instead of being on the Jets and the Saints, guys like teams who didn't really make it far? Like, his level of consistency the last 10 or so years. Well, he got drafted in, what was it, 2014
or 2012 actually.
2012. Okay, so he's been super consistent for a long time. I know he's never made the Super Bowl, right? He's never really, maybe he's been in the playoffs, but not much if he even has been at all. I think if he was on a better team, like if he was Bobby Wagner on the Seahawks, you kind of replace them, and he was playing on the Seahawks and he was playing on the Rams, like, is he considered in a similar light? Because Demario Davis is just so damn consistent. He's been so good for so long, and obviously that stat is ridiculous. 1,500 tackles, 45 sacks, and I'm gonna knock on wood here heavily. How many games has he missed? I think one, and it was just last year. Or I think his first game missed was last year. Maybe it was multiple games.
No, dude, he played 17 games last year. Year before 16. Year before that, 17. This guy has had a remarkable bill of health.
So maybe the stat was the first snap he missed then due to injury. Because like there was a game he maybe came out or something like that. But just like remarkably consistent on the field, off the field, the leader you want, a rah guy. We talked about it last year. I could not handle Jamie Sherwood's pregame hype up speeches. Like I said, like he couldn't hype up my grandma. Like they were just awful. Demario Davis is like so much better at that stuff too. Just like being a leader, holding guys accountable. Like he's a no bullshit type of dude, and absolutely love him as a player, no doubt. So I'm really happy they brought him in over a guy like Anzalone, who he might have been around for longer, but what's to say you can't sign Anzalone or Anzalone, however you pronounce it, in a year or two when he's done with his deal with who did he sign with? Tampa, right?
Tampa Bay, yep.
I've looked at the tapes. What are you seeing?
I think Ty Simpson is QB1. I think Ty Simpson is the best quarterback in this class. I think when you look at the body of work and what was asked of these two quarterbacks, you have to start with the question, who needed to do more to carry their football team to play well? Ty Simpson, and it's not close between those two quarterbacks. Who took more games over throughout the course of the season? Ty Simpson. It's not even close. And if we're asking, like, okay, we're trying to see what you are as a player in college and what you're going to be asked to do in the NFL and what translates. I start with, what do you do in moments of panic with the football? Because that's really what separates good to great. I would tell you that Ty Simpson is more consistent in that regard. There's not a ton of moments of panic out of Fernando Mendoza. And then there's moments when he immediately drops his eyes and becomes a runner. Ty Simpson more consistent in that. What guy was asked to do more NFL throws? When I say NFL throws, I'm talking 15, 20, 25-yard in routes, crossing routes, deep corner or sail routes. Yeah. Ty Simpson, and it's not even close in that regard. Downfield throws, the posts and the goes, I think they're close. Mendoza throws a lot of go routes, and he's good at it, but I think they're close. RPO, get it out, that's predominantly what Mendoza's offense was.
Right.
And then I think throwing on the move, they're both relatively equal. So when it comes to moments of panic and big throws, real NFL throws, I think it's clearly Ty Simpson.
So it is, I mean, to be clear, this will get a lot of attention that you feel this way because you are, at this point, I think one of the people whose opinions on this stuff matter the most. And everyone has their opinion, and this is certainly going to be an unconventional one. But you're comfortable saying if you had the choice between the two of them, you would take Ty right now.
I would much rather have Ty, and I like Fernando Mendoza. This is not to slight Mendoza.
Yeah.
I would rather have Ty Simpson at the 15 to 20 range than Fernando Mendoza at.
I'll tell you what, I hope the Raiders feel the same way, because I would gladly take Fernando Mendoza of the New York Jets. What Dan conveniently leaves out, Robbie, look at the size difference on Mendoza and Ty Simpson. Ty is 6'1". He was already hurt in college in his 1 year starting. That's a part of the evaluation. Mendoza is built like your prototypical ideal franchise quarterback. He's 6'5", 240, had taken multiple big hits in big moments and got right up and still delivered for his team. I think we overthink this stuff, man. I like Ty Simpson, but again, he's a guy that has started 1 year. I just don't think anyone really feels the same way Orlovsky does, where you would take Simpson over Mendoza. I understand saying you like Simpson and there's not as much of a gap as people think. That's all fair, but I just think we're just looking for things to talk about at this point in the year. Like, no one was saying this about Ty Simpson at the end of the season, that he's actually better than Mendoza. I know you and Joe Blewett liked Simpson more than most, but we're just going too far with this stuff.
No. Well, here's the thing. Dude, grandma has already left the house to go shopping when you're saying it right now at late March. Mendoza, what happened on the field has lifted him from day 2 to the first overall pick in the draft. Is that not enough for people? Of course, what happened on the field matters. But at the same time, you have to put the same energy in his you have to match the production energy with the situation. And I think what people are failing to recognize is Mendoza is a tough evaluation because the offense was so dominant in terms of O-line, rushing, RPO, Cignetti, Shanahan, everything they do, they freeze the pass rush. 3-step, quick. What Mendoza does great pre-snap, what he does great is pre-snap. He reads it. He knows exactly where he's going to go. He dissects it. It's really, really good. But as we talked about, and I don't know if Blewett hit this specifically, but I talked about, he does have a fatal flaw where there's very little in between. It's either dominant on a 3-step and really quick, which he can have success with Kubiak. This is a day and age where you don't have to have Marino talent. You can have success. But if it's not quick and it's not there, hair on fire type stuff. He tries to break it down the pocket. So listen, if you're gonna say this, say it while the season is happening, because everyone's gonna hear it and go, "What are you talking about? Where were you in January? Where were you during the playoffs?" I think I've said on your show, yes, I'd take Simpson over Mendoza too if everything was equal, but I'd still bypass both of them in the first round. I just don't think either one.
That's where you lose me, by the way, because I think Mendoza is every bit worthy of being a top quarterback in the draft. I just think he checked off every box.
The pressure.
How'd you feel about Burrow coming out? I think part of the issue Mendoza has is we're talking about Indiana. We're like,
Burrow.
What, Indiana? Like Joe Burrow, same thing. No one was talking about him as a first-round pick going into that last year at LSU.
Yeah,
and then he did what he did with his
that's fine. But Burrow, he was unbothered by traffic, unbothered by pressure, and the offense wasn't 95% RPO. You got to see so much more of what he could do on tape. That's the thing that's really bugging me in terms of Mendoza being this high.
I also think with Mendoza, I know I'm getting a guy that's obsessed with football, and I just think the way he's wired, he is like the perfect type of quarterback to go into a bad situation, which the Raiders would be, or any team picking that high would be when you draft that player. And I think he'd be in a great spot to be able to deal with all the bleep that comes when you're getting your you-know-what kicked in early. And I just don't know if Ty Simpson is built physically to be able to handle that. Like, can he take a beating? Like, he already got hurt in his 1 year as a starter. That's part of your eval as well.
Yeah. Again, I'd bypass both of them. I don't I just don't see it in terms of loving them this high in the draft.
Hey, here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the f*** out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.